All right, guys. August 17th, 2023, market update. And we're finally here. We're finally at this trend line that we've been waiting a long time for this thing to finally meet again. So it's been 56 days coming down into this trend line right here. This is the trend line that's held the entire year. All right. We've seen a bounce over here in early January, March after the USDC stuff and the banking crisis, and then most recently earlier in the summer in June with the Binance and Coinbase lawsuit, and now we're just coming back down to this line. So the question is, are we going to hold like we did 1, 2, 3 times before? So for me, I think we're gonna take some bids here soon, because if it's held once, twice, 3 times, I want to at least try for a fourth, because it's happened every time. We'll just have stops below, but yeah, I can't ignore that. So Bitcoin's been dragging down the entire market right now. Almost everything has been on a free fall when it comes to altcoins, etc. Ethereum down 6% in the last 7 days. And then we go to altcoins down 8%, 9%, 6%. All right. So altcoins are bleeding pretty much harder than Bitcoin, if not right along with it. That's no surprise. So the biggest thing that I have seen, though, that kind of messed me up this week was this Bitcoin dominance. We had a gap in it. All right. And if I go over here to the total 3, it's because TradingView had added more altcoins to the total 3 market cap. It's excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they've been adding billions of dollars into this market cap, and there was a huge jump earlier this week, which it's not showing it now, but there was a huge jump earlier this week. Let me see if I can actually pull it up on the 4-hour. Yeah, right here. So whenever this went crazy, I mean, this was a 5% move on a 4-hour time frame. Whenever this jumped, I started looking at altcoins again, because I was thinking, all right, this is going back up. Bitcoin dominance was getting rejected, etc. It wasn't going up anymore. And kind of messed me up, because the only reason why this thing jumped up was because TradingView specifically was adding billions of dollars into this market cap, and it was kind of just like a glitch. So good to know for future cases. I can check that. It's kind of annoying that happened, but I guess it is what it is. Learning lesson wise. But besides that, nothing else has changed on the aspect of what I've been telling everyone all year. I've been talking about how going into Q3, Q4, you want a dollar cost average, and you most likely will have short-term gain or short-term losses. And that's because we can't predict bottoms, right? We can't predict bottoms. Now, if you were one of the ones that bought the FTX crash and the Luna, Celsius, Voyager stuff, that crash, well, I mean, you did catch the bottoms for here until we had this one, right? But those were off of events, and every time there's big bad events that happen that result in capitulation, that's when I start to bid pretty heavy. But that's not the case over here right now. We're just kind of following, touching this trend line again. So I look back at the previous cycle with that top over here, then we have our top here, and this is 4 years apart, just to make it clear. All right, this was in 2018, or right about to be 2018. This was right about to be 2022. This was in November. This was in December. So you can see there was the top here for Bitcoin, top here for Bitcoin for that cycle. I'll also circle these for now. This was at almost $20,000, and this was at about $69,000, right? And then we had a year of downtrend. 1 year of downtrend with our capitulation. And I'll show that right here. 364 days to the bottom. $364 days to the bottom. All right. So that, that lining up was pretty crazy to me, seeing that exactly, and especially with the FTX crashing news, how that lined up perfectly with this in that time frame. Pretty crazy. I was like, maybe it's just a coincidence. All right. So, maybe it is just a coincidence that took the exact amount of time from the top to the bottom, and then we had a bounce, right? We had a bounce. This was in late January, February, coming into here, and then this was in June right here, right? So June, we kind of topped out. June, July, we topped out here. Started falling for the remaining part of the year. Now this is COVID, so I don't want to count this, right? But now, similar setup going on over here, all right? Besides, all the junk that's on my screen, look what happened, all right? We had the first 2 quarters, we had a run up. What happened here when we hit January? Started running up. What happened here once we got to June, July? Started getting rejected. Now, we're getting rejected and kind of starting to fall off, like Bitcoin did over here, starting to fall off. And this went into December. So, it's pretty damn similar if you ask me. You don't have to ask me. I'm literally showing it to you. This is just crazy how it lines up to me. But then again, I see it time and time again in the markets. So, take notice, this is on the weekly time frame right now. So, all these candles represent one entire week, and look how much we've been through since this top. I sold over here, I bought down here, and after I went through all this, I was so burnt out with crypto, and then took about a year off before I started accumulating again. Accumulated a little bit of stuff over here, but not much. And then I took minimal trades that year just because I was so burnt out from this. But started accumulating here, watched this stuff run up, mostly Bitcoin, Ethereum down here. And then I was starting to accumulate alts now. I said Q3, Q4, right? And this is why Q3, Q4. And this is kind of lining up similar again. So it it could most definitely bounce here, and I'd be totally fine with that. However, for the remainder part of this year, if you're dollar cost averaging, I've talked about this multiple times, you're most likely going to suffer from short-term losses, but you have to see the bigger picture. Imagine if you were buying over here, starting the buying over here, got scared, sold over here, say Corona didn't happen. All right, let me cover this shit up. All right. So, Corona, say it never happened. All right. Either way, if you were buying into this area, if you got scared and sold, look what you missed out on, right? You missed out on this entire bull run. And this is just a Bitcoin chart. The altcoins did thousands of percents. So, every time we come into these phases, a lot of people get scared. And, every time it's different. This time was different. This time was different. This time Coinbase and Binance were getting sued, so it was most definitely different. Now, what's the difference between over here and then over here? Well, over here, beginning of the year, pre-halving year, we usually run up anyways. And this wasn't too much of a surprise to me when this came up. Now, when we came down to this one, This was off of news regarding the banking crisis, and well, the government stepped in and everything was okay. So pumped off the news, stocks pumped, everything pumped. All right. Then with the bad news of Binance, etc., getting sued, Coinbase, who steps in right here for BlackRock? Who steps in right here to save the day? BlackRock applies for an ETF. And then we started going crazy again. And now look, we're at this point again. So, I could see a narrative coming in and, either tanking this or pushing it above. But if there is a narrative that comes in right here on this trend line, that we've been trying to hold for so long this year, none of this is a coincidence at all. And it would honestly just make me believe even more and more into what's happening for next year, because the day it touched this trend line, we got a BlackRock spot ETF coming in, sucked a lot of people into the market. And I told people right here, Bitcoin most likely wasn't going to break this level. It's too big of a level to break without real narrative and things setting up to do so. So either if we did get a narrative going forward here to break that through off this trend line, okay, I could see that. But this doesn't change the big picture with the halving right here, right? And with everything that happened back here, the timing of everything, that fall, first two quarters, that fall, first two quarters, starting to dip off. This is when you're accumulating in this range. As far as altcoins, etc., I'm not buying any more Bitcoin at the moment up here unless we did get a real fall back down to these levels. Then I'll start accumulating again. But that hasn't happened yet. Now for trades have been very hard lately because Bitcoin just keeps falling. There hasn't been any relief at all. Solana has been probably one of the strongest coins I've seen hold up in the market, and actually took bids at this. But to be completely transparent, this has probably been one of my worst month of trading this entire year, because I hit some plays on Sol, tried to hit a similar setup on another coin, and Bitcoin just overtook it, absolutely got destroyed. I usually try not to put stops on these plays because you can see that this would have wicked you out before making a huge move that it did, especially if you were on leverage. You would have missed out on a huge move. So I try not to get stopped out in those areas, but I'm having to lean more to adding stops to my plays now because of just the constant pressure and downfall that Bitcoin's causing on the rest of the market. So keep that in mind when it comes to trades for you. If you are trading in these conditions, anyone could have just said short, but it's been very hard to pick away recently. And now that we are coming into this level right here, do you really want to short a trend line that's held this entire year? Personally, I wouldn't short right here. If it broke down and broke below the daily EMA, then I would put shorts in. But as of right now, this is where you would bid for Bitcoin. So that's pretty much it. Altcoin wise, they're getting slaughtered. So on the year, a lot of these are coming down to their levels that they haven't hit since the FTX crash, etc., with all the exchanges that went down. So it's going to be a great buying opportunity over the next 4 to 5 months. That's why I kept saying wait till Q3, Q4 to start slowly dollar cost averaging, not buying all at once, slowly. And you most likely will suffer from short-term losses. So if you are one of those people that can't make it through this storm, like over here, before going on and doing these highs, and then maybe crypto and investing just isn't for you. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but if you can't go through this, then you don't deserve this. Because I've already went through all of this, and my plan hasn't changed. Nothing's changed. My time frames haven't changed. Um, you know, I do get sucked in a little bit of times when it comes to trading, like everyone else. When I get off a little bit in my head, just going in with the hype, certain coins are really performing, and I want to put trades out for myself, clients, etc. And that was one of those months when I should have just completely backed off. So it's a hard balance to find for sure. And I say this all the time, like, you're going to make most of your money from investing. Just straight up from my experience, you're going to make most of your money from investing, because once it's on easy mode, you're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6x. Like, it's very easy. Now, going through this and not knowing where the bottom was, that was a very hard time. And most people aren't shorting in a market. Most people don't even know how to use leverage, right? And then this right here, you're getting chopped out. Both bulls and bears are getting destroyed each and every time, right? So that's why I genuinely think most people, 99% of people, even if I'm having a bad trading month, 99% of people aren't even going to be on my level. And that's just, from experience in these markets, not, y'all get what I mean. But so if you're trying to get rich by just trading back and forth, you're not going to do it. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I would, at least not in these conditions. So unless you get lucky on some crazy meme coin or low cap, but that's 1 in a billion or 1 in a million. So I just think that everyone should stick to dollar cost averaging into good projects that are going to be around for this next go around. I've been saying all year, this is not a freaking bull market. This is not a bull market. And if this was our bull market, then expect another 50% move and then down, and all these alts crashing, and then we just go sideways for another 2 years, just like that. So anyone who said this was a bull market, I don't know what you're looking at. Price goes up doesn't mean bull market. All right, this is the pre-halving year. Nothing has changed. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out here. I haven't had the best trading month, but that's how you keep going. So last month I made $40,000 to $50,000. This month, I'm up a little bit, but I've been breaking even on a lot of stuff. I had some good trades, and then I had some bad ones that I should have cut quicker. But you learn, you readjust, and you keep going. So that's a part of trading. Every month's not going to be great. Every year's not going to be great. I make most of my money in bull markets for a reason. I'll be making 8 figures this next bull market. So, and I won't even have to trade to do that. Now, obviously, I will be trading because I want to make more than that. But, when times are going like this, it's go, 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 go. And you just milk it as much as you can. And then for this, it's more about patience when it comes to investing terms. And, you could short this down. I'll definitely be shorting the next market down. And then here, it's just chop back and forth. It'll hold these long, painful, just waiting periods, and then have it drop. Long, painful waiting periods of chop back and forth before it drops. And that's what we just experienced here. And now, that's what we're getting here, that testing of this line. So if you are down on, short-term losses for the, long term, there's nothing you should be worried about or sad about, because you already went through all of this. All right. You waited till the top here, and now it's starting to dip, and you did the right thing. So, keep your head up. Everything's going to be fine. Halving's right here. 2024 is so close. And this is, kind of what I was talking about this entire time, about coming into here, the last 2 quarters, starting to fall. And that's what's been playing out so far. It doesn't mean it has to keep playing out like that. We could get news tomorrow and go break these summer lows and where we fell through right here. All right, but that's to be determined tomorrow, not today. So the plan stays the same, dollar cost average into good coins. The next 4 to 5 months, you're most likely going to suffer from short-term losses. That's why tax harvesting is a thing. If you want to learn more about tax harvesting, of course, everyone in my mentoring and VIP group, you're going to get that information. But if you're in the free group, if you're just seeing this on YouTube, then I would definitely look up tax loss harvesting, or you can DM me, Crypto Capital Investing, on Instagram only, not on Telegram. So hope everyone's having a good day. Besides that, that's really all I got. But keep with the plan. Don't change the plan. All right. Just because things are going down in the short term, literally nothing has changed. So if you're down, keep stacking your cash, buying these coins. We'll have another one of these soon enough. Halving's coming up. So y'all have a good day.